Today we are going to continue with the budgeting topic. If you remember, in the last class we have done some essay questions on the budgeting, including the flexible budgets and the other direct material budget, usage budget, cost of goods sold budget. So moving on with the section, this one is section B of your syllabus, CMA part 1. So we have an area of forecasting. So basically today our agenda is to discuss about the forecasting techniques which are included in your course. So the first technique which you should keep in your mind is regression analysis. This is very simple approach and is tested at a very basic level at your stage. Now in regression analysis we talk about line of best fit. The line of best fit is y is equal to a plus bx. Where y, a, b and x. Now y is dependent variable. X is independent variable. A we have is constant coefficient. And B is variable coefficient. So my friends, now A is also called intercept and B is also called slope. If I am telling you in terms of cost, this equation, so you can say y is equal to a plus bx. So y means total cost, a means fixed cost, and bx in total means variable cost. As I told you before, there are two main types of costs, fixed cost and variable cost. Now fixed cost is fixed, it is not depending on the level of activity. But if you talk about variable cost, so variable cost depends on the level of activity, right? So for example, here I am saying B is variable cost per unit and X is number of units, assuming that the variable cost is incurred on the number of units. So the more number of units, the more will be the variable cost. Now if you see, I am telling you that X is independent variable and Y is dependent variable, right? It means that the more units you will produce, the more will be the cost. That's why X is independent of Y, right? So this thing is very important to keep in mind while doing regression analysis, that what is dependent variable and what is independent variable. Moving on, let's take an example of revenue. How regression analysis we can use in revenue. Again, I will write here y is equal to a plus bx. So now I am saying total revenue is equals to fixed revenue plus variable revenue, right? So here let's assume that, for example, we have a fixed contract with the customer and we are sure that this amount will definitely come in as a revenue, and this customer is going to purchase, for example, 1000 units every month, and we have an agreement, a long-term agreement with that customer. So definitely there can be a fixed revenue, right? If you talk about variable revenue, again I will break it down into two components. The B is the variable revenue per variable that you can say X, whatever X we will take, so it is on a per unit basis. So for example, I am saying that variable revenue per. Now what per? This thing can be different in different scenarios. Okay, so for example, we are saying that the more advertisement we will do, the more revenue we will get, right? Based on our past experience, we have this data available on which we have done the regression analysis. So we are saying, for example, on every dollar multiply by advertisement expenditure, right? So the more advertisement I will do, the more variable revenue will come, and overall my total revenue will increase, right? Again, if you see here that my revenue here, total revenue, I am saying it is dependent, right? It is dependent on this variable, which is the advertisement, right? Advertisement, the more advertisement I will do, the more revenue I will get. So these are two scenarios which we have discussed on this line of best fit, one on cost and the other one on revenue. So I hope you have understood it and you are ready to solve MCQs on this topic, which you are going to do in the next video. Thank you so much for listening. See you in the next video.